Hello, everybody. It is I, the Lone Waffle, and welcome back to the Lodge Podcast. And today I'm joined by a guest. Um, you can introduce yourself.
Yo, uh,
All right, good enough.
I
So anyway, I don't really have like a clear topic in mind. We're just gonna be discussing spacey type bullshit. I just moved something. Uh oh, that's bad. Okay, fix it. So anyway, yeah, we're just gonna be talking about spacey type shit, that kind of thing.
okay.
So anyway, we watched Interstellar recently in physics. What were your thoughts on it? Like, was it a good, bad movie? Do you like it? Do you not? What are your thoughts on it?
Uh, the movie was really good, but I didn't see much of it because I missed 2 days of it.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen it before though?
Nah.
Also, you're getting a bit of echo, by the way.
All right, my bad.
You're
Is it
fine.
better?
Yeah, should be.
You don't
So
hear
anyway, what were you
echo?
saying?
My bad. So the movie was good. I'm not gonna lie. Uh,
Yeah,
the whole thing about like gravity and space relativity, something.
yeah,
It's interesting because they don't age while someone in a different area does age fast
yeah,
as fuck. His daughter hit like 90.
yeah. That movie really did make me realize that while I'm very fascinated with space and everything in it, I'm also deeply horrified of it at the same time.
I'm not. I just, when I look at space, I'm like, um, it's like, it's just empty. But the thing about it is, like, if you go up there prepared to survive for like a good 20 years, I would just go up there and chill for the rest of my life, floating in space, from planets to other planets on some like stupid shit.
Yeah, honestly, like my whole thing about that is like the opposite of what you were doing, because like how the fuck do you get home if you get lost? Because like everything's constantly like shifting and moving around. It's something that was one place one day is like 10,000 miles off to the left the next. Like,
They probably have like, so they have the AI. Maybe the AI can record like location. Like since they have a home base, they can send signals, and you can pick up like coordinates, space coordinates.
yeah, kind of like cosmic GPS, pretty much.
Yeah, something like that. So
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
track. The AI can track, so they can go autopilot and look for some. It would
yeah,
be
but
in the
still,
area. If it's in an orbit, all you need to know is where the orbit's at, and you can search that area and get it every time,
I
whether it
mean, yeah,
takes
I
an hour or
guess.
two,
Yeah,
because they're able to move at a pretty fast speed with the technology they had.
yeah. Also, you're still echoing a little bit.
What about now?
I think it's fixed.
Hello.
Yeah, it's working.
All right.
But also, like another factor in that is you can't go any further from home than space. You know, Like, you ever think about that?
Yeah, I do. What I want to do, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what Avatar is, right? Like the blue people.
Um, I've only heard of it. I've never actually seen it though.
Yeah, like the blue people, right?
Yeah.
So I've watched both the movies, and it's good because imagine going to another exoplanet and you find uh other beings, humanoid beings, some replicas. So we find like some blue people or purple people or green people or all like pale pale people, like just red people, shit like that.
Yeah.
It's a fucking rainbow out there, dude. You can see so many different colors. They might be in a different fucking dimension, but they're still living there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, about how much of Interstellar did you see? Like,
Um, More than half of it. I just missed like
more than
a
half?
quarter of it.
Did you see the end of it?
Yeah, I saw the entire end. I
Okay.
wish we got
So,
a. I wish we didn't get left on a cliffhanger.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, spoiler
I
warning
was
for
mad.
Interstellar, by the way, if you haven't figured that out, by the way. Anyway,
Oh,
what did you think of the ending? Because that was like the main thing that I'm still kind of digesting it currently.
even though it made me mad, uh, it was interesting because he comes back like I would say almost 100 years, and everybody's still alive almost, and it's a whole new place that isn't even Earth anymore.
Yeah,
They have this whole new planet to themselves, whole new space station. So they're
yeah,
like a
because
moon,
then yeah,
a
didn't they like
habitable
build a
moon.
giant space station on like
Yeah,
and like
around
made a
Saturn.
civilization out of it? Yeah,
Yeah, and it just floats around Saturn. They grow plants, and there's oxygen.
yeah, yeah. The ending was like it was pretty complex. It took me a little bit to like actually like fully understand it.
Nah, I got it. Cause time, dead ass, it's just an illusion, bro.
Yeah, I
Our
mean, yeah,
bodies react differently in different gravity and like a bunch of different environments.
yeah. It's not really that I didn't like get it at all. It's just that I don't know. There were so many layers to it. Honestly,
Uh, I mean, kinda. The Tesseract
though.
was
Oh, go
confusing at
on.
first.
Yeah, that part really did get to me.
I was like, no way. And then they got warped from inside of the black hole. I feel like that could be realistic, not gonna lie to you. Have you ever seen what a void is?
Oh, what?
A void.
I don't think I have. No.
So there's pictures of space, like a random part of the universe. There's just a picture of space. And it's a bunch of stars, and in the direct, like in the middle, it's just a black blank void. Nothing's inside of it, and the light is warped around a little bit. And it's not a black hole. It's just a void. There's no gravity. There's just nothing there.
Really? I didn't even know that was
Yeah,
possible.
I don't know what happens if you get inside of it, if it goes like black everywhere, but that's basically what it is. It's probably like gas clouds.
Mm,
A lot, very dense gas clouds that never got gravity. So it's just gas.
yeah, that could be
Can't
it.
see shit. Like you're staring into nothing.
Yeah.
That would be scary though. Just seeing a black abyss. You enter it and it's just dark. You don't see nothing. And you didn't
Yeah.
think
That,
to
that
put lights on your spaceship, so it just screws it all up.
yeah.
So, oh well.
But yeah,
If you
also
go, you
that
go.
movie yeah, that movie when it was playing around with like that whole time travel bullshit where Coop was like behind the bookshelf and it was the ghost the whole time. It does
Yeah.
on a previous episode of the podcast, I was talking about this like theory that I either found or somehow developed myself. I don't think it's my own creation. I just might have devised it from someone else and forgot about it. But either way, it goes like this, right? So not including the butterfly effect or the or the alternate worlds theory or whatever it's called. Time is like a linear chain of events. Like there are happenings in it and they're all clearly defined in like a timeline. So you're going through this and at some point you meet a future version of you. You meet your future self. It goes that it doesn't matter what happens from there on. At some point, you will be in that exact same position at the exact same time as your future self meeting your past self. So, with that, would that not support the idea that all throughout time, there are multiple iterations of yourself all going through the same chain of events, just at different points? Like you have an iteration of yourself that's a second behind you, a second ahead of you, 5 minutes behind you, 5 minutes ahead of you, 10 years behind you, so and so on.
I get what
You
you're
ever think
saying.
about that? Yeah.
That's I've never thought of it like that. I just
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that
That's
saying that
interesting.
like the past is constantly repeating?
Yeah, no, actually.
Well,
I've not.
it's a saying that's thrown around occasionally, but that might be why. It's not that like time is like periods of time are constantly repeating themselves like a video does. It's just different iterations of people living through the same shit over and over again, like a cycle.
Yeah.
But at that time, ran into a paradox. So, who would have been the first iteration of you in that chain of events? Because the theory
There is none.
goes that yeah, you got you actually got it dead on. God damn it.
Cuz
Yeah,
look,
there's infinitely many.
yeah,
That's the
if
big reveal.
if the past goes on, so from the point you're at, if the past goes on and repeats, that means in a different, what is it you call it? Iteration?
Yeah, iteration.
In a different iteration, um it's like 5 seconds behind you, but that's also going to have a past and it's going to repeat and it's just going to go on forever, forward and backwards.
Yeah. But yeah, I was
Shit, it
originally
might go
thinking
upwards
like
and downwards too.
yeah.
And that doesn't make sense, but we don't understand time and space all the way
I
yet.
mean, that could be the fifth
So it's just a
dimension.
theory. Exactly.
But yeah, originally I thought like what would be the first iteration of yourself because if you were going forward and at one point you met your future self, the first iteration would have to do that too, meaning there would have to be an iteration ahead of them and an iteration ahead of them and
So
so on.
have you seen The Flash?
No, I haven't. Are you going to talk about
Okay,
how he
so
rewinds time by going so fast?
yeah, so there's times where he will go back in time, or he will go so fast that it'll create a portal that leads to a multiverse, and another Flash, good, evil, neutral, chaotic, comes through that portal and is stuck there, and they're not like, and it's like they're consciously not. Wait, no, 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 no. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. So that can
Hmm.
happen, or he goes so fast, he creates a past image, and it creates a mirage. So he's doing two people at a time, but he's doing it. His body's doing it on its own. He's not doing
Hmm.
it, so he has no control. But he's going so fast. So if he slows down, he'll just have that past image. I don't remember how it goes down. Not gonna lie to you. I haven't seen the show in like forever, but it was
Hmm.
something like that. I remember he was on like a Ferris wheel going in a circle,
Huh.
fast, like really fast, and then another him appeared. Exact same person, name, everything, suit, everything. It was
Yeah, it is.
interesting.
It is interesting thinking about like how time travel to the past could be possible, even though it isn't scientifically.
Yeah.
It is still fun to think
The
about,
thing,
though.
so, do you know what Marvel is?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, like the Avengers and shit.
Yeah,
And you know what DC is, right? Like Batman, Justice League.
yeah. Those are all the other superheroes like Superman.
Yeah. So
Yeah, all them.
the thing I like about DC more than I do like about Marvel is that DC gets more involved on time, on like theories of time with
Hmm.
speed. So what is it called? Uh, I can't remember the name. What the word is?
Relativity.
Yeah. So the speed relativity. It's just a big theory on that because you heard about how Einstein was like, if I travel at the speed of light and you're going away from something, wouldn't it just pause?
Yeah.
Because the light can't catch up to you. So your eyes just see what you saw before.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, honestly. But that would be how it would work.
Yeah. it's it's interesting. Cause
Yeah.
you ever look at like Star Wars or like Star Trek, how they travel at like faster speeds than the speed of light. So when they're going, it's going so fast that all the light, all the stars just look like beams
Yeah.
because it's traveling hella fast. Like we wouldn't even see it come by. We would hear it and we would feel the fucking air. Not even. We'd probably
Imagine
get
the
hit by the bitch without knowing.
mate. Imagine the fucking sonic boom from that shit.
Yeah, like
My
that's going
God.
so fast. There's scenes in Star Wars where people would go at that speed, so hyperdrive or whatever. They
Hmm.
would go at that speed through even larger ships using their smaller ship, and it would take the whole damn ship. Fuck! It would take the whole ship down.
Hmm.
Um, so if it takes the whole ship down, it's fucking just kamikaze. But since they're going so fast, you don't see them coming, and it just they're here, and then bam, they're there,
Boom.
right through that
Yeah.
bitch. They just obliterated everything in their path.
Yeah.
because it was going so fast. It just went right through it, and then you blow up, and it just kamikaze. But you were going so fast, the explosion couldn't catch up. So when it did, you were either all the way through or just at the very end of the other side, or you
Yeah.
got stuck. That's it. Other than that, you would still be running fuel until you got all the way through. It would just blow up. It would probably eject you if you, depending on the type of starship you would have, it would eject you, but you would just fucking fly into fire or some shit
Yeah.
and just burn up or fall down with the ship, crash and just fall into an endless fucking void, burning. That shit would suck. Because the spacesuits can also handle so much heat, so they might not melt at all from the fire, but they might like make the suit hot. So then you're just fucking burning up inside, breathing hot ass air, going every time you breathe.
Yeah.
It would suck terribly. That was kind of off topic, but since it's Star Wars in space, I guess it worked.
Yeah, I
So I
guess.
just said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, from what I've heard, you're knowledgeable on like black holes and shit. That true?
I mean, that's like my favorite subject in space is black holes and quasars. Well, not quasars. I don't know a lot about quasars, but black holes. And like, I know a little bit about stars. I'm a little bit knowledgeable over there. And then like planets, exoplanets, and like some elements and shit. And
All
like,
right.
for example, I know something that like makes no sense, but it would work. But if we had technology like so advanced, we could go to Venus and we could live in the fucking like above the clouds. If we lived above the clouds, we could survive on Venus. Like like make a fucking just a city above clouds and
Yeah,
like
sky
towns and like
colony.
roadways. Yeah, a
Yeah.
whole colony above like all a bunch of different colonies all around Venus. So it would be like and Venus is like just like what 1.8 yeah 1.8 times the size of Earth, right? Or
I
some
think
shit like
so,
that.
yeah. Something
Something
around
like that,
that.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like that size. So it's about the same size of Earth. So we would literally have whole like a whole big, basically like a sky planet, dude. A whole sky island
Yeah.
made out of just like iron and like all these other different like things with like propellers and like other levitating magnetic objects and shit that hold us up in the air
Yeah.
and shit. And we could all live above there because Venus under the clouds is hot because that's deeper down in the atmosphere. But we're higher up in the atmosphere. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But also, isn't Venus's atmosphere like toxic to us or something?
Uh, I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't remember reading the full thing about like the what's in the air. But it would probably well, we would be in the stratosphere, right?
Well, I mean, we also have to take into account that like we still need to be low enough to the point where we can get oxygen too. If we were to pull that off.
Yeah.
Because like you know how on Earth, the higher altitude you get to, like the less oxygen there is.
I feel like knowing humans, we'd probably build a fucking glass dome.
Is fucking Atlantis that bitch?
Build a glass dome, build some type of invisible barrier that's passed through, but no, like it's like a barrier of like a element that is denser than oxygen, but lighter than like the shit in space or so, like the shit in Venus. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm,
So it
I
just
think so.
floats there and it separates them.
Yeah.
That would be some crazy. That's wicked as fuck, yo.
Man, I hate to break it to you, but I'm not sure that's how gravity works.
But that'd be it's not, but you never know.
I mean, I guess I see what you're saying. When in doubt, build a fishbowl.
Yeah, but Venus, like if imagine like if Venus got nudged literally just a little bit, just a little bit closer to Earth's orbit, or like a little farther out from Earth's orbit. They'd be literally about the same. We would go to Venus because it'd be like not even 3 months. It'd be like 2 months to get there because of how
Yeah.
close it would be in the habitable zone, and we would literally be able to live there. It'd have to be knocked off just at the right time. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be, honestly.
Just moving a whole ass planet in a solar system. It would fuck up some orbits. Not gonna lie to you. So we'd probably see some historic ass events. In the fucking sky,
Yeah.
just big ass explosions and shit. Big
I
ass
mean-
planets coming at the goddamn thing. It'd be crazy, scary, but
I mean,
that'd be a time to
everybody
be alive,
gangster till the
right?
moon merges with Venus.
Huh?
Everyone gangster till the moon merges with Venus.
That would be crazy. Yo, imagine like Earth, like the moon to Earth became Venus, bro.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so here. Remember we talked about those what were they called? The solar system with 2 stars in them. That's how it could work. That shit, you just have like Earth and Venus orbiting each other in the sun's orbit. Boom. Venus is the moon. I just blew your fucking mind, didn't I? You still there?
My bad. My brother had come into my room. I had to deal with him real quick.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
So you were saying?
So and remember in physics when we talked about those bilateral solar systems, the solar system was like 2 stars in them or more.
Oh yeah, the binary system or whatever.
Yeah, the binary system. That's what it's called. Imagine
Yeah,
like,
it's
if
usually
we did that with. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, imagine like if we did that with like Earth and Venus. So Venus, like Earth and Venus, are orbiting each other in the sun's orbit.
Or this sounds insane, and it probably is. But what if we nudged Venus to very, very slowly, like really slowly, so it can't be moving that fast, and it merges with Earth instead of crashing into it and exploding. But it goes so slow, it causes damage to an area, to probably one continent or a big portion of the ocean. And then, like, since it's not going so fast, it wouldn't just blow up. It would, like, crack, and then over time, the cores would probably merge. You get what I'm saying? And become one. And then it'd just be one all, like, weird egg-shaped planet, but it's, like, 2 sides. One's a big-ass desert, and then everything adapts to the air because there's oxygen. So our bodies maybe learn how to intake only oxygen and not intake whatever else is in the air. That'd be fucking crazy as fuck if that happened, but that's like definitely not gonna happen. But it'd be interesting if it did.
Also,
Or we would just have to live with like masks for the rest of our lives when we're outside of buildings. So our buildings have oxygen, only oxygen, with like blockers on the outside to get rid of the other shit in the air. And when we go outside, we put on like a mask or like some gas mask type shit and breathe air that way too
Okay, I like what you're
for
saying.
the rest of our lives.
One problem though. Didn't you say that Venus is like 1.8 times the size of Earth?
Yeah. No, I think it's a little bit smaller. I don't even remember what it was. Actually, I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah, either way, one planet would consume the other. It's like a rock, paper, scissors kind of thing. The bigger planet consumes the smaller one. So unfortunately, that probably wouldn't work.
You never know till you try.
Well, also, haven't you also heard of a thing called the Roche limit? As well?
What is that?
It's basically how close a planet can orbit another one, like a moon or something. How close a moon can orbit a planet before it gets so far into that planet's gravitational pull, it is torn apart. That's actually how it's
What?
theorized. It's theorized that that's how Saturn got its rings. A couple of moons got way too close and were eventually torn apart by its gravity, and now they're Saturn's rings.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
get what
that
you're
would
saying.
also probably happen before Venus even reached us. It'd just be torn apart like a giant meteor.
Yeah.
That or it happened to us with Venus, whichever one's bigger. But anyway, back on the topic of black holes. I had one big problem with how they were depicted in Interstellar.
Yeah.
So we're just going to ignore the whole fact that Coop literally went into a fucking black hole without getting spaghettified. We're just going to ignore that part. Do you know? Do you know what spaghettification is?
Yeah, but
Okay.
the thing about it is we don't actually know what would really happen. The spaghettification is actually just a theory that we just basically said what is gonna happen, because their guess is if it's basically a fucking star, wouldn't it still be hot? And at some point you'd probably just crash into that bitch and just die. You get what I'm saying?
Either way,
If
you're
it's
not going to
gravity is
survive a
so
black
strong,
hole.
it would just pull you.
Yeah, it would just like tear you apart, pretty much.
Yeah, like the gravity would be so bad that it would literally pull your bones apart because it's trying to pull you down so fast.
Yeah.
But since it's such a large area, it looks like you're going slow, but you're really going fast as fuck.
Yeah. But anyway, like besides that, how the fuck are there planets orbiting that bitch? You ever think about that?
You gotta remember, gravity pushes, right? Pushes. It's not pull. It's a push. So
But what I'm saying is,
so think of hold on. So like
okay.
think of a magnet, right?
Uh-huh.
I think this might not be, this might sound wrong. I don't know. But so if you look at two magnets, right, that push outwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you put them next to each other. So one's pushing right, and so the right one's pushing right, the left one's pushing left, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put them next to each other, they'll just collide, but they're not going to explode. They're just going to stay there and not move. So they're just kind of share, you get what I'm saying? Be like roommates and just kind of orbit together. So if that planet's gravity is strong enough for them not to age, but another planet to age by what, like 7 years? Yeah, an hour was 7 years.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that means that planet's gravity is like the gravity relativity, including the fact that there's a black hole right there, fucking with like space time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like time travel, but you're not traveling through time. You're slowing yourself down from time.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if just for example, if a black hole existed anywhere near our solar system, everything would cease to exist instantly. That's how strong a black hole's gravitational pull is.
I wouldn't say instantly.
Near instantly. It would be really fucking fast.
For us, it'd be like 2 months. Yeah, no, depending on where it goes. So like, let's say we put the black hole, so its gravitational is so strong. So we'll put it right outside of the belt. What is it called?
The asteroid belt?
Yeah, the asteroid belt that surrounds our solar system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put it there. Put it right outside of there on the farthest end, right? Mm-hmm. Leave it there. It'll consume everything, but it'll only, but since it's pulling where we are at, it's pulling the sun and it's pulling our planet at the same time. So there, it's like orbiting still while it goes that way, and eventually it would just. But it wouldn't be instantly for us because we're farther from that part of the solar system. So it would take like maybe 2 weeks to a month, maybe if we're lucky.
Okay, yeah, you're actually right. I just looked it up. Contrary to popular
Yeah,
belief, the solar system would not be sucked in. A solar mass black hole would exert no more gravitational pull than our sun. As this computer simulation shows, the planets would actually continue on their orbits as if nothing had happened. So yeah, you're right, actually. My bad.
yeah,
Okay, so I guess that is possible then. Never mind.
yeah. It all just
Still,
depends on other gravitational pulls and like just you got to think of it as a magnet. Basically, that's all it
yeah.
is.
Well, I was
Because
always
gravity
under.
is a push, but
Yeah,
sometimes their push is so large that it'll push over something else and push it in. But sometimes their magnetic field or gravitational pull is a little
yeah,
bit smaller on one end, so it only pulls from a certain area. You get what I'm saying? Like it only really
yeah,
sucks in from a certain area, but the other part can still orbit.
yeah.
So like as long as the magnetic fields aren't touching and one is like overlapping the other, I feel like it'd be possible for them to coexist.
Yeah. I was always under the impression that like a black hole's gravitational pull is like so fucking massive anything around would just like disappear almost instantly. So that's where
Nah,
I got that whole assumption.
unless you drop it right there, bam. But not bam. It would literally take like 2 hours if you put it
No.
right next to our planet, like right next to it. Well, hold on, not right next to it, but like if you put it, if you replaced the sun with a black hole a little bit bigger or the same size of the sun, it would take about 2 hours to a week, maybe, depending
Yeah.
on where we are at with our seasons, with our seasonal orbit.
Yeah.
So if we're in the winter, we're all the way out that way.
Damn, I just
And we're
got
in the
fact
summer.
checked. I don't think this has ever
I
happened
just,
to me before.
dang, I'm just like, I know my grades are like not good at all. I'm not necessarily the smartest, quote unquote smartest student because I don't really do well in school. But I am like
Yeah, I mean
so
like
fucking smart.
in terms of astronomy, like holy fuck, man, you beat me at my own game.
Yeah, I know a
Like
lot.
goddamn.
And the thing about it is, a lot of it I don't learn from the internet is just me theorizing, and this is just what I believe in because it makes the most sense to me. And a
Yeah,
lot of the
it's
time,
like
I'm
that.
right.
Yeah, it's like that whole time thing I told you about earlier with the
Yeah, I
iterations.
learned about the relativity in physics class when we were watching the Einstein video. But the thing about it is, it didn't explain all of it. It just kind of explained what was going on with Einstein's life. That's how
Yeah.
far we got. So I was like, okay, let me think about it myself. And I was just thinking, like, okay, if we move that fast and shit, da 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 da. And I was just thinking, and I continue to like think of everything as magnets more than I think of them as a pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They react
Yeah.
as magnets. They can coexist as long as one magnet doesn't actually engulf another magnet. You get what I'm saying?
Y- yeah, I think so.
It's kind of hard to explain because it's not really proven, but it's what I believe it would be. Because I don't even know if this is like for real, like the magnetic thing, whatever, blah blah blah. But it could be. Like, let's say you put a planet that has a magnetic field the size of the sun's compared to a little bit of a larger black hole. Compare them like that, they could probably coexist because they're not too much different.
Yeah.
It's like putting a 6'5" guy next to a 6'3" guy. They're not too much different.
I think I got what you're saying.
Yeah. You put a men's basketball next to a woman's basketball, you'll see barely a difference. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you get what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
basically what it would be. So they could probably, like, if they're far enough, they could just orbit each other, like become some type of binary system. But it's, well, we just say one is orbiting the other, or whatever the case is, on some Galileo and shit, whatever. So however you want to believe that orbits, that's how you can do it. Or one actually just orbits the other. You never know
Yeah.
how it goes. It's weird. Space is
Wait.
interesting, and we don't know too much about it, but we know a lot about it at the same time.
I wonder if there's a solar system out there that has like a binary system with black holes in it, like two black holes orbiting each other.
I don't know if there will. I don't know if there is any found. There might be, like theories about it, because I've seen videos where it was a supermassive black hole with smaller black holes orbiting it in
Oh,
like a
that's
very
weird.
perfectly lined up orbit. Like they were all in the same orbit, but they're so perfectly lined up and going at the same speed, they just move in a spiral around it.
Oh, that's kind of eerie. The fact that they're that perfectly lined up.
Here, let me send you a photo of it.
All right.
Let me see if I can get one.
Yeah, space is fucking weird, man.
I don't. This is not confirmed. It's just probably like a some type of like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to find it though. I don't know if there's any photos where I'm looking. Here, let me search it up. Let me move my mic.
Also, it's kind of weird thinking about how like one day on Earth, if it's even still around at that point, all the galaxies in like the universe will be so far apart that we won't even be able to see them anymore. We won't know that they exist.
Honestly, I slightly disagree with that.
What do you mean?
So you're saying basically at some point, where the universe has expanded so much. Are you trying to say like the universe is so expanded that everything is so far apart we can't see any of it anymore?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But at one point, that will
Oh,
be the case, like trillions of
like that's
years
what
in
it
the
would be like.
future. Yeah, because like the universe is still
I
expanding and it's accelerating as well.
I disagree though then, because look, so have you seen how in like what 3.6, so I think like 3.6 or like 4.5 billion years or some shit like that, the Andromeda galaxy and the Milky Way galaxy, so our galaxy and another galaxy very close that's very alike, will
Yeah,
crash into each other and sort of combine and make a new galaxy called Milkdromeda. And I feel like that might get thrown off and fly off at a faster speed to another galaxy, maybe, and it kind of just repeats, or other galaxies start doing it to each other, and everything just kind of starts combining, and it all just throws off trajectory. So they all come back together, and as new galaxies are being made, they're also coming out at fast speeds. So they're all like it'll just be chaos. I feel like, and then it'll just all end because however many like 4 million trillion bullshit trillion years whatever into the future, it's only black holes in the fucking universe or some shit. It's
yeah.
crazy. Very interesting.
But still, like after all those galaxies merge, they'd still be accelerating at a faster rate because of dark energy. So they'd still be moving outwards faster and faster every passing second. So it's still at one point they would, like the theory still stands even if they did merge constantly. Sure, they might like glance across another one on some occasion, but that might be just a rare chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do what you're saying though, because at one point that might just be the case where like everything's either like a black dwarf or a black hole or something like that.
Yeah. Everything will just be black.
I'm pretty sure that's how people theorize the universe will die. Like at some point it will get so cold to the point where it'll just like what's gonna happen to our sun pretty much. Like it's just gonna burn out.
Yeah, it'll go what, red giant, right? Red giant?
Yeah, I think red giant, and then eventually I don't know what mass is our star. Is it a low mass or a medium mass?
Medium mass, I believe.
Then it'll supernova, and then probably become a neutron star.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It'll supernova, become a neutron star, and then it'll become a black dwarf.
No, black
or a white dwarf and then black dwarf.
No, black dwarfs are only for low mass stars.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So a medium star, a medium mass star's life ends at neutron star.
Yeah, and then they just probably burn out too, though, and just black.
Yeah. Eventually, I don't think they even burn anything, honestly, because they're just neutrons. They don't have anything to burn.
Or if their gravity gets so strong, they consume more and then become a star again. Become so big, black hole again. Boom, black hole. It's possible. I believe that could happen because gravity still exists. So any asteroids that come in, it'll probably take a shit ton of years, but it could happen.
I suppose, yeah, that could happen with enough time. Yeah, it is weird thinking about all this shit, knowing that like as a species we're never even gonna see like a 36th event.
I'm kind of, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of sad that I can't see, like I can't live long enough to see a lot of these events go on.
Yeah, like,
or like
I
where we're so advanced.
Yeah,
I would love to be where we're so advanced we can go out far as fuck into the universe, into the universe, and just visit other solar systems and exoplanets and live on other places.
Yeah, entire
on some Star Wars shit. Yeah, like we would make civilizations all over the entire universe.
Yeah.
On different exoplanets, and we'll learn how to make life with suits on other planets and other shit. Dog, that would be fucking crazy as fuck.
Yeah,
like, do you know what No Man's Sky is?
Oh my fucking god, man! I love that game. Yes,
I play that shit. I fucking play that shit.
Wait, seriously? We got to play sometime.
Hell yeah! I'm just getting into the game. I'm kind of just hyper driving around and shit, doing stupid shit right now.
I've been trying to fix mine. It's been crashing a lot lately, but once I get working again, yeah, we're fucking playing that shit, and we'll talk space the entire time.
I come through with I still have a basic starship, like the one that you get in the beginning, and I just go through and I just kind of float around, do little side quests and stuff, get things I need to build other shit, kind of get better, make other bases, whatever I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And at the same time, for me to get credits, I stay in space a lot, and I just kind of float around space stations and like other planets and solar systems and shit. And like when you see like the whole ass fleet, I don't know what it's called, I forgot.
Oh yeah, the frigate fleet or whatever, the freighter fleet.
Yeah, so you see them, you see the fright fleet or whatever. And then like an attack happens, so you go in to save them. You get like a shit ton of credits out of that, and like sometimes you get like you'll find like 5 million credit bounties, and you kill the motherfuckers, and you get that 5 million credits straight to your shit, and you can go. I do that a lot so that I can get credits to go buy shit and upgrades and shit.
Yeah. My favorite.
And then I go on other planets and collect other materials so that I can also trade that shit at other stations and whatever.
Yeah. One of my favorite ways to play that game is like playing like the Space Nomad, where I make my ship on my base on my freighter, and I just wander the galaxy. It's fucking awesome.
That sounds dope as fuck.
You know, I don't got any commitments anywhere. I don't have anywhere else to be. I'm just wandering, looking for something to do.
So,
It's
so you
awesome.
have a massive ass spaceship that you just drive around.
Yeah, you can. You know those freighter battles that you mentioned.
Yeah.
When you save them, you can actually buy the freighter that you saved if you have enough credits, and that's how you get started with that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can just like make a fucking base on that shit, and it is dope as fuck.
Damn.
Also, I forgot to mention one of my last projects I was working on in that game before I like took a break from it. I was working on making a space weed farm for money.
That would be interesting. Imagine getting high in space.
That would be
Oh,
that would be fucking
dude,
something.
dude, going off like some psychedelics while you're fucking in space,
Like on
or being
EVA or some
schizophrenic
shit.
in
That'd be
space, bro.
awesome.
Schizophrenic in space is no, bro.
Oh god,
You would
that
be
would be
sitting there like,
awesome.
oh shit, that's a big ass alien. You think you could get attacked by this like behemoth of some green giant coming after you when really it's just a cloud, but you're schizophrenic and you see things.
I wonder what it would be like to fly through a nebula.
You wouldn't really see a lot. It'd be just hot as fuck. Like no, wait, no. Inside the gas, it would be cold, but when you get deeper down into it, towards because there's like areas of like I guess you can say stars. Basically, it's just very, 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 very tiny. That's
Hmm.
what gives that nebula a glow, but also a shadow effect to it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I see what you mean.
Because the gas blocks off a lot of it,
Yeah.
so it becomes like a shadow. But there's deep inside, there's like stars and other shit being produced inside of it, so it gets hot. So it'll be a little hotter, but it won't be so hot that it'll fucking just incinerate our ship or incinerate our fucking bodies and shit and our cells
Yeah.
and just kill us inside our ships, melt us and shit. But we would be good if we put a heat shield and it wouldn't be too hot. So we could like go inside and explore that shit. Have you ever seen Star Wars?
No, I haven't actually. I tried to watch it, I couldn't get into it.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Star Wars is the best thing to be into if you like space. I'm not even lying. Only
I tried to
because
get into it. I
you
might give
get
it another shot though.
you get so many theories out like you can get so many theories just out of like paying attention to what happens in space and how things work. So if you
Yeah.
go, okay, you might get into Star Wars if you look into the newer shit because the older shit is slow. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah.
to you. The newer shit is a little bit more fast paced. Fast paced with action because like damn near every scene is an action scene. Like if you go to the first
Oh
movie,
hell
the
yeah.
first scene, the first scene, it's like thrilling because she's doing parkour throughout the fucking the Venator or whatever the fuck was crashed, the Star Destroyer, whatever the fuck it was. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Uh, so she was just jumping around there, and then she comes out, and then a little later, like what, 25 minutes into the movie, they start getting attacked and shit. So a lot happens.
Yeah.
And then they're flying through space, running from fucking TIE fighters and traveling places and shit. Now they're looking for a fucking lightsaber. And they're
Yeah.
finding Luke Skywalker. And it just goes crazy.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to get No Man's Sky working again tonight. If I get it working though, we're
Alright.
fucking playing that shit.
Bet. You play on PC, right?
Yeah, but it's crossplay as well.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
can
yeah, I
stay in
play
the
on PC.
Discord chat like this. Because
Oh hell
I
yeah.
have Discord on my PlayStation 5, so I can just play here. This is what I'm doing
Yeah.
right now. It's my mic. My gaming headset.
Yeah.
What I use. I hear you loud and clear.
But yeah, No Man's Sky is fun as fuck on your own. It'll be even better with friends.
Hell yeah, I agree.
Well, anyway, I think we've exhausted all of our topics for today. This was fun, though.
Hell yeah, we were going
Yeah.
for a good while. About an hour. Yeah, we had about an hour.
Yeah, 55 minutes just
Actually,
now.
wait, do you want to end here because I have a question for you?
Okay, go shoot. Let's do it.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on the true theory of time travel? Just being able to go from place to place to place to place in time.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Time travel to the past or future or both?
But like time travel in general, like you could drop a chip, go back 5 seconds, catch the chip, and eat the chip. Your life will
Okay.
be so much different, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I
Butterfly
suppose.
effect.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay. My thoughts on that. Time travel to the past, unless we figure out some way to like transcend the speed of light to the point where time truly does start going backwards, which I still don't even
Hmm.
think it would work like that. It would just like come to a halt, like if you
Yeah,
just as if you reached it. That would be the only feasible way I could see time travel to the past working, like scientifically. Otherwise,
yeah,
I'd say that's impossible. Time travel to the future, though, as we saw and as has been proven, is like it is possible. Not in the sense that people think, as in like you're jumping forward in time. It's more like you are making time go faster while you're going slower.
yeah. I get what you're saying.
So yeah, time travel to the future has been confirmed to be possible, just not really as
It's
we
not
see in
just
sci-fi
I'm gonna.
movies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump 300,000 years into the future and live
Yeah,
with
like
my great 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 goddamn
yeah,
grandchildren.
yeah, like I can't just like jump to 69, 69, like, have a great time there.
Yeah, you can't be like, yo, this is 2042. I'm going to 400,032. What the fuck?
Yeah, like you have to like maintain the speed of light travel or like hang out by a black hole for quite a while.
Yeah, you would. You'd have to hang around that block. You would have to be able to. I mean, if we have technology good enough, we'd be able to go fast enough, or we could probably escape or break the barrier of like the gravity, and we could just rip right through it and come out. And after like 100 trillion years or some shit, come back. We come back, and the fucking our planet is like rebuilding, so everything looks tropical as shit. So you come down and you come across some dude that looks at you like,
Basically, the world just fucking resets. I like that theory.
yeah. I love
Just
that theory
fucking,
where the world resets every like few thousand years or some shit.
like fucking cavemen come back.
It's dinosaurs that look like chickens.
Yeah,
Then we go to the fucking what is it? I'm pretty sure the Ice Age is next, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
No, it goes cavemen.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. The cavemen were around during the Ice Age.
Yeah, the cavemen went through before, through, and after the Ice Age.
Though there were
Then
two
they were
Ice Age. Were
the
they around during the first one?
huh?
There were two Ice Ages. Were they around during the first one? I can't remember. I do know the second one for a
I'm
fact.
not too sure.
Because, yeah, that's how they got to America, the second one, to the Americas.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think
yeah,
they were around during the first.
yeah. Then cavemen. Then when the Ice Age finally went out, they look at the fucking world like, oh, hey, banana tree or some bullshit. Yeah, so that's how that would go down, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Because they say that every however many years, the world basically gets hit by another meteor and just resets entirely.
huh.
So, like, what if the dinosaurs had cavemen before them? The dinosaurs really they can actually talk, but before them, there was other things that made noises like dirt, 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 or some bullshit that talked like that. But the next ones roared and shit to talk. Because
This
what
is.
people don't understand is how we speak English, just how we speak English, or just how we speak Spanish or Mandarin, whatever. However we speak all that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
It's just the exact same thing as dinosaurs speaking. They are doing the same thing we're doing. We just can't understand it, just like we can't understand another language. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, it's just their own
Like,
language.
yeah, it's their own language, and we can't teach them to talk words because they don't have like those muscles and all that
Yeah,
for
I don't have
that.
like the vocal cords or whatever.
Yeah, so they can't do all that crazy, but they can still make noise, and that's how they communicate, just how we communicate.
So what does this have to do with time travel?
I don't even know how we got here, but it's fun to talk about things, you know.
It really is. I might have you back on here sometime if you're interested.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, this has been the Lone Waffle doing the Lodge podcast with a special guest. And I'll wish
No.
you all a goodbye.
See ya.